because I'm not seeing anything pop up. I wonder if it's I need to reboot that computer. That's fine. All right.
Yeah, and Streamlabs has a bunch of really good
Oh yeah, it's just
macros or whatever.
That's my other computer being weird. Sorry.
And I was looking up some of those that I can put in for like when we get subscribers or when we get bits and things like that.
Yeah. Uh, uh, well, even if you don't use Slobs, Twitch has stuff, and Slobs will actually, or Streamlabs, it will let you just grab the code and throw it in.
So you can use Streamlabs with OBS as well. So
yeah. Oh, what's up, everybody? So
are we live now?
Yeah, apparently we were live a minute ago, but my old computer, it probably has to do with how many times I switched out the cables for the internet trying to get this mesh point to work. And I didn't reboot the old computer, so maybe it's just being weird. Because as soon as I pull it up on my PC, it's like, oh yeah, you're live, dude. So yeah.
How many computers do you have running during the stream? 2, 3?
I got 2, unless you count my phone as a computer. I have 3. I got 3 screens from one computer, and basically the Mac is a recording device / playback device. And I usually use it to monitor the stream to keep it separate. You know, just a little bandwidth separation is all that is. But yeah, it's whatever. I got another one if you want it. An old 2006 Mac Pro.
No, I'm good.
2 of them. Actually, no, I got a screen. I got a not an old Mac Pro. I got an old Apple Cinema screen.
Oh
yeah. That is got shadowing. I mean, not like permanent burn-in shadowing, but it gets this weird shadowing effect every time I use it.
Yeah, it'll be fun when I get my new computer next week.
Yeah, dude, it is. You're gonna.
And depending on desk space, I'm gonna have either 2 or 3 monitors right off the get-go.
I saw the drawing that you threw up, and immediately I was like, "Why so serious?"
Well, so that's the eventual plan once I get.
But it looks like a Joker smile the way you drew it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, yeah, once I get some desk mounts, that's the eventual plan. But for now, I've got a pretty small desk. I'm planning on actually moving a bookshelf and getting a bigger desk, and I got plans.
Yeah, man, step at a time. Step at a time. Recording locally here. Well, I would like if I could find my other claw for the mount, which actually might be behind one of these monitors. I just can't see it. And I moved, and I only had 2 monitors up at the time, so who knows what I did with it when I moved. But I think I'd like to bring my small OBS monitor down to the rack mount that I have. So yeah. But
how many screens do you've got 3 screens, right?
Yeah, I got 3 coming off the PC and 1 for the Mac. And technically I could run 2 for the Mac, but there literally is no purpose or room for that. Well, I could make room, but yeah. So it's overkill. There's no purpose to that. And the only reason I actually run the 3 screens for the PC is because the one over here is still a good 720p monitor that I put the Pokemon actual game from the phone on, and then the Zoom. So that's my capture monitor. And then I had this other little one, and I was like, you know what? I can just throw OBS on that one, and that's the only thing that goes on that screen is OBS. And then I have my game right dead center with everything. So
yeah, that's another thing I'm gonna have to figure out is mirroring my game.
That I can help you with. Easy. No, you don't have to mirror. OBS does it all, man. It really does. But
I'll still have to get it onto the desktop before it'll.
You want to play your Switch?
No.
No. There's yeah. You want to do the Pokemon Go game? I got you.
Yeah.
That's easy. $14 and you're done. It's stupid easy.
Okay.
I got you, man. That's because I use this program. I paid $14 for it, and it works perfectly every time.
But you have to be on Wi-Fi, don't you? On your desktop?
No, my desktop's wired. As long as you're on the same network, that's all that matters.
I think my Wi-Fi and my hard line might actually be a different network, but I can figure that out.
Well, you're a tech guy. And with that being said, welcome to Pokemon Go! We are your weekly Pokemon catching podcast. I am Team Rocket, Charles McFall. Riding shotgun with me is Team Valor, Joseph Hard.
Psh. I'd rather be Team Rocket than Team Valor.
Oh man, how you been this week, Joe?
I've been real good. I've been really, really, really good.
Does that mean you've been good, or that awesome stuff has happened in the game?
Yes, all of the above. All of the above. So this past week, I've been hitting up the Team Rocket stops, battling those. I don't have all that many shadow Pokemon, to be honest. Some of them I've battled them and just not bothered to catch them just because I was in a hurry and didn't feel like throwing my premier balls at Crobats. But I've got I don't know, maybe about 8 or 9 shadow Pokemon, including one of these guys right here, Shadow Snorlax.
You couldn't.
That I nabbed.
You were so scared I was going to get one, weren't you?
Something like that.
You're running hard, man.
And then I also this past week nabbed a couple of new shiny Pokemon. Grabbed myself a shiny Ekans and a shiny Coughing.
Nice.
So got those before the event ended. Today I got in 3 Rayquaza raids. No shiny, but I was just 1 point away from a perfect dud. So instead of 10, 10, 10, it's 10, 10, 11.
Oh, man.
And so almost got the perfect dud. But yeah, so it's been a great week. Lots of fun getting out there, battling, raiding, just having a lot of fun.
Awesome.
How about you?
I have no new Ekans or Coughing, shinies, that is. I've caught the crap ton out of the normals, and actually that's what I'm going through right now. I was going to catch a few things on my screen, and I went, hey, your Pokemon bag is full, because, they want me to go up to the massive amount that they offer right now, and that ain't going to happen. I don't know if I have any random other shinies. I'll have to look here in a second. But I saw I saw a betting pool going on in our Discord. What was that betting pool all about, Joe?
Yeah, so I went ahead of the show tonight, I asked for some predictions on how many shadow Pokemon you have. So we've got Fabian coming in with between 2 and 5. I think that's very generous of him.
Oh God! All right.
Nicole said thinks you have 1 shadow Pokemon, and Popeye says 0.
Who the hell's Popeye? Why you always gotta be gigging on me,
Popeye's
man?
been a patron for a long time.
Popeye, I'm watching you. Coming in. I got 2. I've got 2. Technically, I've 1 because
Fabian
I purified.
Got it right.
He did. Fabian nailed it, man. Because I got technically, I have 1 purified and one not. And I was going to, for those at home watching, and if you're listening to the podcast, you can go to twitch.tv/Pokemon GO Podcast to watch the video. And we've been moving them over to YouTube, so you can find our YouTube channel and watch them there after it disappears off of Twitch. But I was saving 1 to show people at home who haven't done it yet what it looks like, and then what the purification process is, and how much it changes between. But I get, he says, give me them Poke Coins, is what Fabian says. So today was my first Rocket exposure. I was leaving work and knew my wife's going to be gone with the kid. I'm looking for any new shinies. I don't think I have any new shinies this week.
And as we all know, Charles is the best when it comes to ignoring his shinies.
Yeah.
He has no idea what their actual color is.
It's like Christmas every Thursday. I open it up. Oh, yeah, let me check for shinies. Oh, look. I have 9 shinies total right now, and I'm holding on to them. But I was looking around, and sure enough, on the map, and actually I don't think there's anything going on near me, so because I only have 2 stops that you can see on my screen, and no, they're both normal. But it is, I was in Covington, and so there's a dozen stops, and I was like, all right, I don't have to go right home. Let me see if I can see a Team Rocket, because I'd seen it once before, but was passing it, right? It couldn't stop. And I saw one, I was like, man, I can't just park where that is. And I didn't really want to get out and go down the square and get to it. I was like, oh, but look. And what it is it's a dark purple block, more or less, in the distance. And so you can see the color kind of stands out, and it shakes. I thought we talked about there'd be a shimmer or something. I pictured it differently. But it literally just shakes on the screen so you could see that it stands out. And there was 3 near me. And so I went down to the one I could easily park and get to because honestly I just didn't feel like getting out of my car. And sure enough, spun it, and it was. Let me go to my recent. Let me change this to recent here. Where are you? Recent. Poliwag. It was a Poliwag one. And so I did Poliwag, Poliwhirl, and Politoad. And
So
I
that
fought
was
against.
today.
Yeah, today. That's today. So, yeah, no. Catch up, Joe. I said this is my first chance.
My bad.
I made sure to have some experiences this week so that Popeye can't go on me anymore. Screw you, Popeye.
Because we all know Charles eats more cookies than he does spinach.
I can't do the sad music. We need that sad music button. So shut up, Joe. But I caught it, so I fought it, and I fought it by myself, and I got my first badge, right? Which I guess you have to have 10 to get a hero level to get more balls or whatever. So I got 4 balls. Well, the first one I did the spin thing, and he turns and he hits it. I'm like, all right, this is gonna be like catching the bosses. And I've never been great at getting great throws or excellent throws on bosses. And the Poliwag's small, man. And so I did it, and I spin it, and he goes to he turns, and locked in the ring. As soon as he started turning, I threw it. Excellent throw, man. Nailed him right in the face. Got him. And, of course, he goes, let's try purifying it. And so I did, and I'm like, crap. That'll look great on the show tonight. But you can see what it looks like on my screen up there. He's got the little shimmer around him. And let's do the appraisal real quick. Then I got more to the story. It's all right. He's a 1-star. So, there's that. So then I was like, all right, I'm going to go to the other Team Rocket Pokestop I can see over here that I know I can probably park at and avoid. It's going home time, so people are going around the square, so I was able to avoid the square and come around. And it was Charmander, and fought it. It did just fine. I actually did better on the Charmander fight, which Charmander, Charizard, Charcoal. I don't remember what the freaking big one is. And I got it. I killed him. And so Charmander's sitting there, and I was like, I learned from Polly, what's his face. And so I was spinning it, and sure enough, he turns.
Polly,
what's his face? And it locked in the ring, and sure enough, as soon as he turned around, threw it. Another excellent throw, man. I got 2 excellent throws in a row today. And I caught him, as you can see here. So let's do the appraisal. And his attack is perfect. His defense is crap, and his HP is perfect. So he's got, that's crazy, right? Yeah. He's got 2 stars. And now let me ask you this, Joe. Because it's kind of cool to have his purple farts all around him, and they're not lighting on fire. If I were to evolve him, he would keep just the red eyes and the purple and evolve on up, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. Maybe I might keep it. I'm gonna do the purifying this one so everybody at home can see what it's like. It's 3 candies and 3,000 dust, which I think that's a little pricey on the dust.
They actually increased the dust. I'm not sure if I've got a source on it. I'll have to double check. But yeah, they actually adjusted how much dust stuff was worth, or how much stuff it cost to purify, and the starters went up, whereas almost everything else went down.
Yeah, so this is what happens when you hit Purify. Do you want to Purify Charmander? It'll gain a significant amount of CP, costs less to power up, and learn the exclusive Charged Attack Return. Yeah, why not? And here he goes. He looks like he's beaming down to planet something or other in Star Trek. And, oh, look, now he's all shiny and new. And now, let's see that appraisal again. And that defense still hadn't even touched the first line. So, yay! So, I think you're going to want to hold your dust and your candy for the ones that really will improve, that maybe are close to being battle ready or perfect. That because I don't care about exclusive moves. I'll probably forget he's purified and ended up trading him in or something. But I'm kind of that mindset of I I I mean I don't care, Nicole. Nicole's saying that she thinks that 3K isn't that bad. I just know how you guys, not Nicole and me, but how you, Joe, and Terry and all them, you guys. I need that dust. I need the dust. Oh, I got him a dust. So I figured 3K was kind of pricey for purification. I mean, really, you're just giving him a bath. You're just giving him a bath. Why would we pay 3,000 dust to give him a bath? I don't got.
Yeah, so the starters went up from 2K to 3K. The Snorlax and Dratini dropped from 10K down to 5K Stardust, and Rattata and Zubat dropped from 2K down to 1K.
All right, now Rattata and Zubat, you need to pay me to purify them. Those things are. Fabian says in Spanish it's retribution, which he thought would be retribution in English, but apparently it's not direct translation. So in Spanish is I think I'm saying that correctly, retribution, and it's return in English. So not quite a one-to-one translation there. But yeah. So that was my adventures, man. It was good. It was easy enough to fight. I do need to. I'll do it in a minute. I do need to go in and do my healing to get my roster back up to where it was. I like it. And shall we go ahead and jump to the news about Team Rocket today?
Sure. Let's do this.
You do know about the news, yeah. Let me see if it's even a headline here.
You're talking about the Insight?
No.
Or the new Pokemon? Or
yeah, the new
what?
Pokemon. So that's the first news that popped up in game. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen here. So come on, news. Dang it. There you go. So yeah, we've got new. It's only been out a week, right? We already got new Pokemon added to Team Rocket.
Yeah, a little bit more than a week. And actually, before we continue, real quick,
sure.
Did you hear about or participate in the Sunday 1 hour every stop was a Team Rocket stop?
So, have you met me?
Yeah, so you didn't. Okay,
I had no idea that even happened, man.
Yeah, so just like the hour special raid hours that happen, we have no idea that they're coming until they're here. And well, we do because we're in America, because our friends in New Zealand and stuff, yeah, they get hit with it and they're like, oh, by the way, this happened, and we kind of sort of got a little bit of it. But anyways, yeah, so that happened over the weekend. So I didn't get out and spend the whole hour, but I had my wife drive because we were going to her parents for dinner. And so she drove, and I went ahead and hit 3 or 4 stops while she was driving.
Nice.
So yeah, so that was pretty sweet. But like you said, they're adding more shadow Pokemon to the list, one of which you've already got, that Poliwag. The other ones on the list are Grimer, Muck, Drowsy, Hypno, Cubone, Scyther, Magikarp, which the picture shows as Shadow Gyarados. He looks wicked.
Yeah, I want the shiny shadow, which I don't even know if you can do a shiny shadow.
Yes, you can get shiny shadow Pokemon. That is possible.
I would love to get a shiny shadow.
A red-eyed Gyarados with purple oozing out of it. Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. Houndour, Houndoom, and then it says Ralts, but in parentheses, coming soon, which I suspect maybe we'll get Ralt. Maybe on Community Days, we will now see Community Day shadows on some of the stops, have Team Rocket stops during Community Day. But one thing to note, apparently, and I don't know how they must have found this in the code dive, but rumor has it that shadow Pokemon will not be able to learn the Community Day move. So if you get a shadow Pokemon,
because they have their own move, right?
Yeah, and so yeah. So if you want your Shadow Ralts to learn the Community Day move, which is synchronized, by the way, for the Ralts Community Day, If you want him to learn that move, then you need to purify him first. Um, Now, synchronize, the Niantic has gotten a lot better. They didn't put the statistics for synchronize into the master list yet, into the master file, and so we don't actually know how good it's going to be. Um, but the running theory is, the assumption is that if it's as good as the starting moves, so like Frenzy Plant, for instance, then that would make Ralts, well, Gardevoir, one of the top psychic Pokemon in the game.
Okay. That makes
So,
sense.
yep. Oh, uh, Mina look, my Neil look. I don't know. They said that apparently the last paragraph of the announcement says that they cannot learn the Community Day move, so it is official. I must have just missed that.
Okay. And the reason I asked is because I just did the Charmander, and it says if you purify him, he'll get his exclusive move. So the shadows, you're getting a special move already, right, by purifying him. So that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I haven't actually even bothered to purify any yet, so you're ahead of me on that.
Well, if you'd like to go to twitch.tv/Pokemon GO Podcast or YouTube slash because we don't have a special URL for it, you, Joe, can see what it looks like on the screen when you purify one and the message it gives you.
Well, good to know.
I don't know why this is not letting me. Oh, there it is. We have a thing that you can play with at home, and I was trying to put in a free one for you to mess with. But we have the whole sound button game that I've been doing on all the different channels I have. So if you are live on Twitch, you can help play along with us by hovering over the screen. You'll see a little ghost with headphones, and that is where you can play it. And I realized as I was going to test it out for everybody that there are no free ones, so I am fixing that right now. So putting a free one on there. I'm gonna make that one free too. But and here's what you do. Here's the thing. Now, if you're home listening on the podcast, you got special stuff too. Did you play the Pokemon one for free? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Yeah. So different little Pokemon, and actually, I'm gonna turn the volume down on all these to 50%. Thank you for hitting that to remind me. Let me turn these down. But yeah, you just for a few bits, you can play some of these different ones, and at home, as the podcast people, you get to email and call in and let us know what you think and give us feedback. And you know what? You play your own little fun sounds on the call in. That'd be fun too. Because that's the inherent nature of podcasting, right? It is after the fact. So I didn't want you to be left out. I just don't know how to let you be left in without showing up. So call in and be like, I need more Pokemon Joe. I need the show. I need a Joe. And we'll play it. Wow, it's playing twice for some reason. Oh, I don't know why it's playing so twice.
Man. This will be fun and interesting.
There you go.
And we'll see if it becomes annoying. We'll have to just wait and see.
Yeah. But that was that sad song I was looking for a minute ago when you said I ate more cookies than spinach. So that was that song I wanted to play. What else is going on with Team Rocket, Joseph?
All right. So which link are you thinking of specifically right now?
I don't know. You said there's more stuff because I just knew that we got more Pokemon that were all dirty. We need to wash them.
Yeah. So we are getting new Pokemon. The thing that it's not specifically, I guess, what's new with Pokemon with Team Rocket, but the devs have provided insights on bringing Team Rocket to life. And they give some of the build up to it as well, talking about the hot air balloon in Dortmund, the photo bombs in Chicago, the Team Rocket, the little PR stunt in New York where they were putting posters up everywhere and taking pictures and whatnot, and just different things like that. And then I don't know if you saw their countdown, but they had a countdown um, to the event that was coming up, where we had that hour of Team Rocket taking over everything. They've been Team Rocket took over their Twitter page for a little while, and that was actually a lot of fun. They made fun of Spark, saying that dabs were so 2016, and so yeah, they took over all kinds of stuff, um, and so yeah, they've been having a blast. I've been loving this both in game and out of game, just all the amazing stuff that they've done. Um, and so they had the countdown. They showed Giovanni. A lot of their posts while they took over the Twitter account specifically mentioned um, regional Pokemon that they were grabbing, they were capturing, and so I kind
Interesting.
of wonder if we're going to get some events where regional Pokemon will show up as shadow Pokemon, because they specifically mentioned some Pokemon that regionals that they were capturing.
Yeah, let's make Mr. Mime even more creepy. Let's go give him red eyes. All right, let's do that.
Well, they didn't mention them capturing Mr. Mime specifically.
He's
Um,
original. I'm just saying.
yeah, he is. Yes, he is. But the ones that they mentioned specifically, um, they mentioned. Let's see, where are they? Uh, I'm trying to scroll through their Twitter feed to find them. But I know they mentioned uh, Pachirisu. Um, they mentioned Trapinch, but he's not um, a regional specific.
Okay.
Um, they they've got all these different pictures that they did in different locations. So they've got picture of Dortmund where they specifically said they were finding Trapinch. They mentioned somewhere in Europe where there was the Pachirisu. They mentioned Torkoal that they got as well,
All right.
which Pachirisu and Torkoal were both region specific at GoFest. Pachirisu this year, Torkoal the year before. Um, they mentioned Farfetch'd, and so most people already have him because he was popping up all over the place for a little while.
Right. Right.
But yeah, it a lot of fun, with this. The person that was running the Twitter page, I'm sure, had a ton of fun coming up with all of this, and yeah, it was a blast.
It is, and it's grunts. So I imagine that they're going to come up with special events like Community Day, and possibly on Community Day. Who knows? But I imagine they're going to have a Community Day style event where we get Team Rocket proper, right? Because we're getting the grunts, and I obviously I don't remember their names, but the girl, the guy, and the Mew, not Mew, Meowth,
The
Meowth,
Meowth.
yeah,
So Jesse James and Meowth.
yes,
That could be, or we could get actually Giovanni, because he's the leader of Team Rocket and he was a gym leader in the main series games. So I was actually messaging back and forth a little bit with the Terry Wolf today, and his theory, which I think has some definite possibilities to it, but he thinks that Giovanni might actually take over gyms in the future and use shadow legendary Pokemon. And
okay.
so he could take over gyms and it would be basically a raid, but you're specifically fighting against shadow Pokemon that Giovanni use.
All
And
right,
so
all right.
it could be even a raid where you have to fight multiple Pokemon with with allies helping you. And so that could be interesting. I mean, getting 20 people to battle Giovanni using all three legendary birds, and then you randomly get one of the legendary birds as a shadow Pokemon to capture.
But right now they're doing it as a PvP style.
That is what they're doing right now.
Right, but
Um,
if they did, but you're saying maybe they'll swap it up to more of a boss style.
yeah, specifically
Okay.
for Giovanni. Maybe. Now this is all just theory and speculation.
Sure.
Um, but I
I mean,
think
that's
that
this
would be
whole
pretty
show, but I mean, we don't know anything. We're just always theories and speculation on what we do.
awesome. So, but yeah, I think that would be quite fun. Being able to battle multiple legendary Pokemon with a whole bunch of people with you, and then get the Shadow Pokemon afterward. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So where are we in the links here? Because we kind of jumped around a little bit. What have we done?
Yeah, so we've done a handful of them, and some that
Because as we
we
did our
actually don't have links
conversations, right,
for.
right.
Why don't we go ahead and talk about Rayquaza coming back? So Rayquaza returning to the raids with a Radiant reveal.
Okay.
So Rayquaza came back yesterday afternoon and will be here until Monday, September 2nd.
Oh, so
So
through Dragon Con. So maybe I'll
yeah,
get somebody to help me get one or something. 'Cause I would love to shine. See, that's the thing. You don't know if it's going to be shining. I already have a regular Rayquaza.
yeah, but you don't know if it's not going to be shiny.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And so yeah, Rayquaza's back. Technically, if you got two high level accounts with a bunch of Mamoswines, you can duo it. But I would recommend probably at least four people. Three to four should be fine. Any more than that, of course, is going to make it easier. And yeah, he's dragon flying, so you're gonna want to hit it with ice types, rock type, dragon, and fairy type attacks. Especially those ice type attacks because he's four times weak to that. So if you've got those community day, well, even just Mamoswine in general, because the community day move was ancient power, which wasn't an ice type. But Mamoswines especially are gonna kick some serious butt against Rayquaza. Um, so yeah, get those. Nicole in chat saying Paul Klotz is gonna raid with her when we're at Dragon Con. Speaking of Dragon Con, real quick, uh, as far as I can tell, Niantic has not been doing unknowns at conventions this year like they did last year. So I kind of doubt we're gonna get more unknowns like we did last year.
Yeah, well, it was nice while it lasted.
Yeah. But we've got a couple of Rayquaza raid guides here. One is a new version from Vladir. It's got the actual Pokemon Go sprites as well as a breakdown on which moves to use. But of course, we have your favorite one as well.
Yes, El Gringo Suave, who I just opened his gift. El Gringo Suave sent us our most anticipated shiny Dragon Boy.
Yep. And I love that on the raid guide, they basically just took the old Rayquaza raid guide and then scribbled black onto him.
Shiny.
But yeah, Mamoswine is the one that you want for the most part. Mewtwo with Ice Beam is great. Glaceon is fine. Weavile is fine. It doesn't mention it here, but Tyranitar with double rock moves is actually pretty good as well. I believe it does on the first one that I linked. It shows. Nope, it doesn't. But Tyranitar with double rock moves.
So you're saying you're just making up this Tyranitar thing, is what you're saying?
No.
That's what I'm hearing.
So both of the guides only mention one specific rock type Pokemon, and that's Cranidos, or rather his evolved form Rampardos.
Sure.
But and he does out DPS Tyranitar, but Tyranitar is bulkier and he still does quite a bit of damage. So, but for the most part, I mean, because he's four times weak to ice, almost all of the suggestions are ice type.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
The El Gringo Suave one, that is it's duoing. It's like you can duo safely at level 25 with the mammoth swine. This is okay too. Then it gets down and says you should be at least level 30 if you're going to try a duo on this one. And so I think it's more focused on how few people you can get because let's be fair, they re-release these for people like me who didn't get bothered to get out there the first time. But those of you who did get out there, you're not really bothered. Like, if I'm next to one, I'll fight it. But I'm not going to go hunt it down because I already have 15 Rayquazas. Right? More or less.
Do you have 15 Rayquazas?
No, you, Joe, have
No.
15 Rayquazas. I got Unos. I got Dos Gyarados.
I've only got 5 Rayquazas. I traded one to a friend of mine before they returned the last time because he was like, "Oh, I didn't get one," and then like the very next weekend they brought him back out again. But is what it is.
What about? And actually, that's a good point. Fabian's talking about shiny Articuno. I don't think Articuno was on this floor of cows.
Articuno's not on the one you like, but on the other Rayquaza infographic, Articuno is mentioned there.
Okay.
So, yeah, basically any decent ice type attacker is on there. I mean, even Jinx is on that list, the other list.
We do have a little warning that we need to put out right now. Cosplays Liz, if you're listening, we just became ultra friends. Sorry, pop an egg. You're welcome. Moving on.
I could become best friends with her too right now. But she's told me she doesn't care when I pop that. I just have been waiting for her to do it. So
well, let's look at the shiny comparison that I did. I mean that Charles did out there. And it's super easy to tell the difference. It's either green or it's a sweet, slick black.
Yeah.
It's so
I really
good
like shiny Rayquaza. He's awesome.
Yeah, that's the bottom line there. So there you go. I wonder how many Terry Wolf has at this point.
How many shinies or how many Rayquazas in general?
Both, because I'm sure it's double digits.
He's probably trashed more Rayquazas than you've caught.
Okay, since I've caught none, that's not a fair comparison.
All right. Well, he's probably trashed more Rayquazas than I've caught.
Yeah, well. All right. So this mega thread about Team Go Rocket, did we touch on this already?
We talked a little bit about it, just because we've talked a little bit about Team Rocket and what happened so far. So we talked about the grunts showing up in New York City. We talked about them taking over the Pokemon Go app Twitter page. Making fun of Spark. Yeah, most of this we talked about, and just how it's been awesome, to be honest, just in general. I've been loving the Team Rocket.
So when they say mega thread, they're not kidding. I mean, it's a lot here that you can dig through. And I like when companies and games put a sense of humor into things. I mean, honestly, Team Rocket needs to take more of a tip from Wendy's Twitter and do more of that. Yeah, that's. I'm telling you,
making fun of people.
These fast food Twitter handles, they're something else. Man, it's entertainment on itself. It's great. What's this weekly update by Wonderful One?
Yeah, so this is he's been doing really good putting out these infographics for the past, what is it, 4 weeks?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
And so this week we've got, it already mentioned, or we've already mentioned, Mewtwo. Armored Mewtwo is gone. Rayquaza's here with the shiny. On the 1st is today. Team Rocket, or the Team Go Rocket. Like I said last week, I'm never going to get used to that. It's going to be Team Rocket. Anyway, the disruption has ended, quote unquote. So we don't have the increased rates on Coughing and Ekans, Zubat, Sneasel. We don't have those increased rates, the shiny rates, and the increased spawn rates. But those are still available. We've got Ralts Community Day coming up this weekend. That is 4 to 7 p.m. local time, And reminder, in September, that the community day time frame is jumping back down to 3 to 6. But for this weekend, for August 3rd, it's still 4 to 7. We're going to have quarter hatch distance, as well as the 3 hour lures. A lot of people
3 hour lures.
a lot of people are guessing that we'll have that we'll be able to do PvP to get 5 Sinnoh like we did during Swinub Community Day, but that has yet to be confirmed actually. So we'll just have to wait and see there because you need Sinnoh to evolve into Gallade. So you can evolve into Gardevoir without the Sinnoh, but to evolve a male Curlia into Gallade, you need to have that Sinnoh.
Have they added that search, like male, female? Like I could put in Curlia male? How do I?
Yeah, so if you type in Ralts and then type in ampersand male, it'll return all of your Ralts that are male.
Well, okay, I only have one Ralts anyway, and that's female.
Okay. So I just typed in Ralts ampersand male.
And there you go.
And
gotcha.
Yeah,
so I've got the Sinnoh. I just need the Ralts.
Yep. And I really like. Well, I talked about this last week, but I really dig the blue Ralts. So, and then next week is going to be the Yokohama Go Fest between the August 6th and August 12th. And then on the 13th, which is immediately following, and assuming, I think it's a pretty safe assumption that the Yokohama Go Fest earns it, we will get the Blanche Stardust rewards starting August 13th until August 20th.
Now, don't be all pretentious, Joe. You grew up in the South. You know you say Blanche.
Blanche.
We grew up in the South, man. It's Blanche.
So
did I hurt you to your core with that one?
I'm so offended.
I feel personally attacked.
and so and then it also mentions a Suicune raid day on August 17th. The time has not been confirmed yet, but people have been assuming it'll still be 4 to 7 p.m. So
because that's what it was last time, but we don't really know because they've been adjusting them a little bit. And your theory was it was going to go right back. Oh, that is a male. Nicole says.
What's that?
Nicole says I got my symbols backwards. That I do have a male Ralts. So.
Oh, I didn't pay attention to what you typed in. I didn't
type in anything. I had Ralts, and I only had the one. So, Dr. Nicole in the house taking care of business. Wait, she's Nurse Nicole, right? Because game, not she's actually gonna be a doctor in real life. We're gonna call her Nurse Nicole because she's
a joy.
She's a joy. I like you, Joe. There's a reason we keep you around. So that was spot on, man. That was good. All right. So this is for specifically you and Ibbot, I think, alone in the world. But Niantic listens, and they got tired of you crybabies going, I can't fit any more Pokemon in there. And yeah, there you go. I see it on your screen already. The Pokemon storage limit has now been expanded to 2,500. Kill some Pokemon, Joe. You don't need 2,500 freaking Pokemon, man. What's wrong with you?
And that's why the very top comment on it from Team Rocket boss Guntar says, some hoarders just never know when to stop.
Right? I mean, come on. This you're like running a puppy mill at this point with all the Pokemon you got. I mean, just empty it.
Well, I definitely am a hoarder. Like I've probably got 130, 140 unknowns that no one ever asks for that I could clear out and stuff like. That's just one example. But yeah, I am very much a hoarder. I know I am.
So I just submitted a title, and we'll see how that goes. See, I votes for
Poke mills are now larger.
that. And
Oh
it
man.
was 2000 before, right?
Yeah, it was 2000. So it took 10 upgrades to to bump it up to 2500, and each upgrade is 200 Poke coins. So it
Wait,
basically took
from
2000 coins to bump it up 500.
holy cow, that's expensive. You got a problem, man.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I'm praying for you. I don't say that often, but man, we're gonna have that intervention. Nicole, me, you, Paul, Kurt, everybody else who plays Pokemon as part of GSU, we gotta sit Joe down before Dragon Con's over and be like, we gotta have an intervention.
Yeah,
That's
within 5 minutes
insane,
of this
man.
announcement, I had already bumped it up to 2500.
Wow. Now, I think I know what this next headline means, but I'm going to ask anyway. It says, please allow us to heal and revive after choosing the Battle Team Rocket. And what I presume is, like you can do in the boss battles, right? Where you go in and you're waiting, you can heal while you're waiting to go into the fight. That's what it's asking for, is to pick go, okay, I want to fight Team Rocket, but I need to heal the ones I just used, is what they're asking for?
Exactly. Because if you just battled and you try to go in, the teams will still be
Yeah.
there, but they'll be grayed out because they're already dead. So
Yeah. Because
that would be
we don't tolerate no extra space in our Pokebags anymore.
something like that.
So because it's like actual fighting, but it's so fast, and that's the thing. I mean, it's. I'm sure there's going to be some quality of life improvements, just because it's so new, right? Why is my Poliwag needing healing? What's up with that? The Poliwag that I purified needed healing.
What did you do to it?
Nothing. I literally just showed it to you on the screen.
The stats go up when you purify him. So I wonder if
Right.
if his HP must have increased, so they don't have that.
They don't automatically bump it up since he increased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had issues with we've had similar issues in the past. So it sounds like once you purify him, you'll need to throw a potion on him.
Yeah, if that increases. Yeah, there you go.
Those jerks.
I think that will come. I think that is it. They obviously they just were dipping their toe in the water. Everything went smoothly. By the way, does anybody else remember the days that they'd roll out an update and you couldn't play the game for a freaking week? And here we are, major updates with Team Rocket invading the game, and little to no hiccups. Right? Nothing major, right, Joe? There's no headline saying the game broke for a day.
I had one of the Team Rocket stops glitch on me, and my avatar just pieced out. My map stopped scrolling, and my avatar kept walking away.
He lost his mind. Didn't know what to do. Gotta go.
Yep. Yeah, here I've got a
Fear and Loathing in Team
screen cap
Rocketville.
of it. So normally my avatar would be around here. He's way
up at the top of the screen.
He's just like, bye, see ya.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, because you can see which one I spun too, because it's the only purple stop.
Yeah. So you're physically by the purple stop, and he's a block and a half away from you on the map. But did you take the opportunity to spin that other stop that is open on your map there, I see?
No, it wouldn't let me touch the map at all.
Okay, it just spazzed. So, but that's little, right? That is little bugs versus shut down for hours, if not
like
days.
Caterpies instead of Scythers.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's good. It's good. All right. So, I think it was Nicole last week was asking about taking down the Shadow Snorlax and we were giving out advice. Apparently, somebody took it out with a Alolan Raticate.
Yeah. So before we get into that, I want to clarify something from last week. Rock Eddie had mentioned that that level 40s with 3 perfect Machamps weren't able to take down the Shadow Snorlax. Apparently, what he actually meant was 3 Shadow Snorlax. So the Team Rocket teams are randomized.
Snorlax.
Yeah, so they're randomized from a select pool. That was a misconception we had last week as well. I thought they were set teams. They are not. It's randomized teams, and if you run into Snorlax, that is the toughest team right
Okay.
now to face off against.
Because the one I'm
But
watching was Shadow Rattata, and now they pulled out the Shadow Snorlax. Oh man, this
yeah,
Alolan Raticate is going to town on him too.
yeah. So I just linked it in chat. It's what around 30. When does
30,
the Eradicate pop in?
30 seconds, 30, 45
About,
seconds.
about 30 seconds.
It
The
goes fast
Eradicate
enough.
pops
You
in.
can just watch it. It really does go fast enough.
Yeah, that's true. It's only a 2-minute little
And for
clip.
those on the podcast, it is in our show notes at PokemonGoPodcast.com. You can check this episode out, and it'll be in those. That link will be there as well as every other link we referred to today.
And so the reason why this works is because Snorlax's fast move is Lick, which is a ghost move, and Alolan Eradicate is dark and normal type.
Okay.
So he's 4 times resistant to
The
ghost moves.
And he's so much faster too. I mean, he's had his ultra fire off now 4 times, and we're at 1 minute, a little over a minute of him being on the field. He's fired this thing off 4 or 5 times. That is crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder what level that Raticate is at.
I'm not sure if it actually shows the.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And it doesn't say
how
here
much CP.
either.
Yeah, because
But
the
it says-
interface doesn't show the CP on these guys. Oh wait, it should. Up above, what is that? 1491 CP on this Raticate. So I don't know what level that equates to, but at least you have a CP that you can guesstimate with, and he's taking out this Snorlax. But yep. What are you doing, comrade?
I'm just saying. Dead to me, said some things he shouldn't say. He's in timeout. Just saying. You don't mess with the Alolan Raticate. I bite you.
Yeah. Until our good friend Nurse Joy fixes that bite up.
Yeah, plus I didn't mean it to be 10 minutes. I don't know how to fix that. Sorry. But it makes us laugh. There we go. All right. So let's save that one. The dev insights on the
we talked about those.
We talked about that. All right, that one's done. Okay, so we're into the real life stuff now. 2 major things have happened to Pokemon Go recently. One is they've racked up 1 billion downloads.
Not to be confused with $1 billion. Okay, now I need. I wonder if it's already out there, but someone who drew Dr. Evil with Meowth.
That I bet. You know what? Probably not, but 1 billion, man, that's a lot of downloads for 3 people to still be playing this game. That's still a thing, right?
Yeah,
people still play that game? I'm sorry. They've hit McDonald's level crap on their downloads, man. So
well, and I love the subtitle on this article as well. It's definitely not the fad some thought it might be.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. The people who asked, "Are you still playing?" It was a fad for them. They had no idea. They had no idea what they wanted to do. They had no idea about the game and what it was going to be like. And they're like, "Oh!" And they just flash in the pan, like they probably play most of their games. So this is solid. 1 billion, man. I wonder if they had any kind of party at Niantic for this when they hit that mark. Like, I wonder if they were watching the download counter hit all the numbers and it rolled over to 1 billion and woo, and that kind of thing. So that's awesome. Then the second thing is, right, they got the Sport and Life Award, which I assume actually means something because I have no idea what this award is, Joe.
So this is a Japanese award from the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science, and Technology. That's a whole lot of that there's a lot of coverage in those topics, but they have given them the reward for the sport in the like we said the sport in life award, and that's awesome.
That is awesome.
So yeah, congratulations Niantic for getting that award.
Yeah, I wonder because I'd like to see like the official write up of because typically when you get an award, there's some kind of write up of why, like you've met this goal and you've done this and that. I mean, we can infer, right? They got people healthier and doing stuff, but I'd love to see how it was written up. Is all.
Yeah, so it's because they share the mission and commitment to getting people outdoors, exploring the world, and striving for a healthier physical, mental, and social life.
Okay, so very cool. That congratulations. That solid work there. All right. Well, this is where we take a slight little what? What?
I don't know what you were going with, but what I was going to mention is some of the experiences of the week that are in our Discord chat.
We'll get to that in a second because there's one way and one way only to get to Discord, and that is by supporting the show over at patreon.com // Pokemon GO Podcast. And you can get in our Discord and do awesome stuff like share your experience of the week. Joe?
Yes. And so in the Discord, there's a couple of Dead to Me's showing off their shinies as well as their shadow Pokemon. One of them is making a trip to Cincinnati, going to have a lot of fun there and playing. And actually, it looks like there's going to be a little meetup with some other patrons that are local to Cincinnati. Could be fun. Popeye is showing off that he still has a 100% catch rate on all of the Mewtwo's he's ever done. He's done 39 Mewtwo raids and has a 100% catch rate.
Wow.
That's pretty awesome in and of itself.
Your show was canceled like 50 years ago. You've got nothing to be proud of, Popeye. Shut up. Show off.
Terry Wolf has already done over 100 Team Rocket battles.
Of course he has.
Fabian's showing off a 98% Groudon that he pulled out of his loot box this week.
Nice.
So that's pretty awesome. He makes sure to specify that it's his best Earth type. Not ground type, Earth type.
That reminded me to check my my missions to see what I have going on. And yeah, it's going to be a hot minute before I get to open another box. But I'm working on it. Actually, it might not be too awful long. I've got 5 nice throws. I've got 3 out of that. And 5 fighting type Pokemon. I've already caught 2 out of that to the 5. So, we'll see. And then I got an empty slot right there going on. Is that all the awesome adventures of the week from our people over at Discord?
Yep.
Cool. Now the other way that you can support the show is right here live on Twitch. You can give us those subs, which we really, really love. Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime gives you free subs. We'd love to have them, man. It'd help us out a lot. So you go ahead and throw that in there. And, of course, you too can throw a few little bits at us by hitting that little purple ghost button and playing some fun songs. And then you get to have your sounds put on the podcast and live for the stream and all that jazz. It's a lot of fun. And there's some merchandise, right? We've got shirts up at tiny.cc /GSTU. That's all caps on the GSTU part because it's a tiny.cc link. So we have that. And we've got our Pokemon shirts. And if you're coming to Dragon Con, very special GSTU Dragon Con shirt is up there right now. And it'll come down as soon as Dragon Con's over. Basically, we're going to take that down. So it's a limited run shirt. So get yours now. And before we move on to some other stuff, we still got some other great stuff going on in the show tonight. Joe, we've got our own thing going on at Dragon Con, yeah?
Yeah. You're on a million panels, so, who cares about that? But we're doing we're gonna do the first ever Pokemon Go tournament at DragonCon. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun. The top three contestants will get prizes, and yeah,
Which
it's going to be
reminds me,
awesome.
I need to buy prizes for the top 3 contestants. I was thinking about that today, but I haven't ordered that yet. Yeah, so we're gonna prize, and it's gonna be. It's non-official. It's not like we're doing it with Silph Road. We're just testing the waters this year to see how it works at DragonCon. We're gonna have a guest or two playing Pokemon and fighting that aren't a part of the tournament. We'll have that up on the screen. Is the theory that we're gonna have that going on, and uh, so you can watch it. But yeah, we'll have a tournament. And it's all Great League, Joe. Is that what we landed on?
We hadn't actually discussed it, but Great League sounds great to me.
Dude, see what you did there. So yeah, come out, play, have fun, and I would love for one of the two Dead to Me's to actually get a shirt made that says "Dead to Charles, I'm a ghost type." So, well, on that note, Joe, what time is it?
It's time for random trivia. And this week I wanted to talk about Rayquaza, the sky high Pokemon. And I'm not going to lie, every time I read that, I think of the movie Sky High and how wonderfully cheesy that was. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's pretty awesome. He's a dragon flying type. That's why he has the 4 times weakness to ice, since dragon and flying are both weak to ice. Rayquaza has lived for hundreds of millions of years in the Earth's ozone layer, never descending to the ground. Which, how do you catch him if he never descends to the ground? But, we don't need to point out the inconsistencies in the lore. That's just how it happens. But apparently he feeds on water and particles in the atmosphere. That's what he survives off of. Doesn't seem like you'd get enough calories off of that, but, fictitious world. They'll do what they want.
Yeah. He's on the air diet.
Yeah. And like we said before, his shiny form is out right now and is pretty awesome. Once they do mega forms, his mega form is wicked looking. And that'll be pretty amazing as well. Yeah. So mega evolution, he's already one of the top. Actually, I think he is the top dragon type Pokemon in the game right now. And so throwing on that mega form will make him just unequivocal. So that'll be awesome. He is based off of a Chinese dragon, similar to Gyarados, also based off of a Chinese dragon. And the lore aspect is inspired by Ziz in Hebrew legends. Now, I'm not entirely familiar with Ziz. I suspect a lot of people are not. But yeah, Ziz is a griffin-like bird from Jewish mythology. Right. It's said to be large enough to be able to block out the sun. So yeah, similar to an ancient Greek phoenix and things like that. So theoretically, based off of the legend of Ziz, the name Rayquaza is most likely comes from the Hebrew word rakia, which is Hebrew for firmament. So the atmosphere up above, basically. It could also be a combination of ray and quasar.
All right. Yeah, I get that. I see that.
Yep. And so Rayquaza is awesome. He's amazing. Get out there and get him. And he goes away at the beginning of next month, beginning of September. So
I don't know. I got one. We'll see. We'll see if I put in the work to get another one.
I rolled my eyes at you. For those on the podcast, just so they know, and those that may have missed it on the Twitch feed, yeah, I definitely rolled my eyes.
All right, we got one more special little thing to happen right about now. If I can get this to work right.
Speak pipe.
Yeah, trying to. I'm hitting refresh on it. You know what? I guess I might have to pull it up. I don't know how well you'll hear it. It's on the other computer, and the other computer's having some issues right this second. So let me pull it up on main.
Would you say it's having technical difficulties?
Shut your pie hole.
Hey, you guys. Cheeky here. Cheeky Nashville. I heard you talk about me on the show, and I heard Joe. I love the show. I crave the Joe. But I got a question. I'm not just here for your entertainment. I got a question for Charles. Listen up, buddy. You know you didn't catch a Snorlax for quite a while. You waited until it came to you.
That's right.
You reeled them in real good.
Yeah.
But I love it. Anyway, now there's Shadow Snorlax. How you gonna catch one of them? How you gonna cop one of them, dude? How you gonna do that? I don't think it's gonna come to you. I think you're gonna go to it. Anyway, I love the show. You already know that I crave the Joe. I said it quite a lot. Didn't mean for it to rhyme, but it does, and I love it. Anyway, keep doing what you're doing. I hope to be a part of the show one day. I'd love to be on the show one day. And I hope to crave and meet the Joe one day.
Oh,
Anyway, love you guys. Peace out. I love it.
love it. Ah, cheeky Nashville, man. That's phenomenal. I dig it so much. Yeah, you don't want to meet me. I don't even know how to live with myself anymore. He just wants to meet the Joe. That's okay.
He had a question for you.
He
you hear
did.
it? Get it?
So he's asking, how am I gonna get the Shadow Snorlax since it won't come to me? Yeah, it will. I mean, nobody thought I was gonna catch one before, and they came and they just handed one to me, right? So, but this one's easier, right? Because I don't have to hope it cross my fingers throws something random. It'll be at a Team Rocket stop. And as long as I don't get the Snorlax team, I should be okay. I'm going to check my Alolan Rattata now.
You just got to get a really good Alolan Rattata, right?
Apparently. I need to learn how to spell, too, apparently. I got the Rattata. I just need to evolve the Rattata. Let me see where he praises that.
There's some people in chat expressing their doubt that you'll even get one.
There's some people in chat who are going to get themselves banned from the show.
Who are ghost type?
Yeah, who are ghost types. So, yeah. All right, Joe, you got anything? Cheeky, man, that's awesome. And if you'd like to have your voice on the show just like that, you can go to PokemonGoPodcast.com. Right there on the right-hand side of the screen is a Speak Pipe tab, and you can leave your voice message as well. And that's actually the only way to get your voice on the show right now until we open it up to guests. Oh, what's that you say, Joe? Who's going to be our first guest? Yeah, thanks for asking, Joe. August 15th, right? That's 2 weeks from now. August 15th, we're going to have none other than Garrett Wong on. Garrett, I just stumbled right all over his name because I always, in my head, I was like, I'm going to say it wrong, I'm going to say it wrong, and then I say it wrong, right? Garrett Wang is going to be on. And he is known for being Ensign Kim on Star Trek Voyager. And he's a huge Pokemon Go player and happens to be an acquaintance of mine. So I've talked to him the other day. He's going to come on August 15th and hang out with us and talk some awesome Pokemon stuff. So that's going to be it there. And, there you put the link in. Anything else, Joseph?
Nope, I think that about does it.
All right. Well, stick around here if you're live. We're going to vote for the title of the show. If you're on the podcast, thank you so much for downloading and being a part of what we do. Thank you for the emails and for those voicemails through SpeakPipe. We love that we have those on here. Joe, actually, before I throw it to you, I guess I should run down where they can find us as a whole. You can email us, show at PokemonGoPodcast.com. We talked about the SpeakPipe already. Reddit's r/Pokemon Go Podcast. Facebook's at Pokemon Go Podcast. Which I just put up a clip from Twitch on our Facebook page, and I'm going to put up another one here in just a little bit as well. And our promo audio is going out.
You've been knocking it out of the park, putting a clip every week up on the Facebook page from our latest episodes.
I've been trying to, so I appreciate that, man. My credit goes to Mike. Mike finds a good clip to cut for me, makes it simple, so I can go drop it in, throw a little artwork on it, and get it posted. I try to get that done over the weekend. I don't always get it pulled off, but I try. And so, yeah, thanks to Mike, and check that out. Share our page, like our page, facebook.com/Pokemon Go Podcast. We're throwing up clips and fun stuff there every week. Thank you for doing the vomit motion on the camera. Cannot wash my eyeballs enough. Twitter's at Pokemon Go Pod. And then we talk about twitch.tv/Pokemon Go Podcast is live 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursday nights. And then you can download our show pretty much just about everywhere. Somehow you can get it through Google Play, but we did not actually submit to Google Play, so I'm not sure how it got there in the first place. So we're going to try to tighten that up a little bit. And I've been doing some housekeeping. We're working on it. And, Joe, in 3 weeks, you're going to be hosting the show because you're going to have a brand new computer.
Whoop, whoop.
He's so
Yes,
excited.
I will. I am very excited. It's going to be great.
Where can they find you on the web, sir?
You can find me at Joseph_Ard.
And you can find me a lot of places. So just search Rock God of Podcasting, and I'll pop up on Twitch and Facebook and YouTube and all over the place. And you can find both of us live at Dragon Con. It's a Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m., I believe it is. Our tournament.
Yes, that's at 1 p.m. because I have a D&D panel at 11:30.
There you go. That's right, because you're doing back-to-back panels. So come find us at Dragon Con. We'd love to say hello and
we'll be
take a
hiding
picture.
in the basement of the Hilton.
Yep, Gallery 6 and 7 and Crystal Ballroom and a few other places during the weekend. So come check us out. Until you see us live, tune in next week to hear Joe say.
Charles gets triggered by talking about Snorlax.
All right, Joe's done with the show. He's not going to be back ever again.
Am I muted for 10 minutes now?
I hate all of you. All of you, I hate you equally. Get over there and start voting for some titles. I'm going to hit render on this file here. Let's do that. So, yeah, people clip that Twitch stuff, man. I love it. And actually just did a clip.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go post this. I'm going to save it for... we need to start doing events, setting events for our show recording. That would be phenomenal. I want to schedule this for... Let's do this for tomorrow. Yep, schedule. Done. All right, where is the link to go look at the titles? Excuse me. I had Taco Bell for dinner. So good. Holy crap, we got a lot of titles tonight. I nailed them right in the face by Nicole 991. Crave the Joe Y'all by Dead to Me. Charles is triggered by Snorlax by Joe. I'd rather join Team Rocket than Team Valor by Joe. Pokemills are now larger by me. Enslave more digital animals by Terry Wolf. End by Dead to Me. Charles still not... No, screw you, Zinslow. I think about the Pokemon. This is in. How are you going to do that there, Charles? And the mystery to Snorlax, Shadow Snorlax XD. Charles gave me CPR. Capers. What? I don't think Charles would catch the Shadow Rattata and then run away. The hate is strong with Charles. I'll go with the nail him right in the face right now. That's what I voted for. Get your votes in. We've got about a minute left in the voting. You just click on that link. And I'm going to give a few little shout-outs to everybody who's on here. See, Cycle Motion, LAP. LAP made it out tonight. Fabian, Furor. I dropped panties is on here. Joby, that's the name. I don't know tell you. Joby Essen, Nidaholic 1. I think Lurks is a bot. Mindy Look. Mr. Tambourine 19. Peijawa. Slow Cool, Squishy Twitchy, Terry Wolf, and K Virgo Pros. Some of those are bots. If I didn't say your name, other than the awesome moderator, Nicole0991, if I didn't say your name, then somehow it's not on my list for some reason. Now, earlier, Joe, did you see, of course, I timed out Terry Wolf, right? And then Nicole running back, and he warned Zen that I was going to time him out because I'm being triggered or whatever. And Nicole's like, well, I'll just bring you right back. And I wonder what happens if I time out Nicole. She goes, don't you do it. I won't talk to you. And I'm like, that's kind of the point. If I time you out, you can't talk to me, Nicole.
He's letting the power go to his head, people.
Go to my head? I do believe if I had the power. I mean, I am Grayskull. By the power of me, does he turn into He-Man? Is all I'm saying.
That's are Grayskull.
I am. I'm Grayskull. Charles is triggered by Snorlax is winning by 2 votes. That looks like it's going to be it. You know what, though? You got to credit to Dead to me, and then they can fight over which one that means because there's 2 of them. So, there's that. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Nicole said this is an unpaid job, so I can leave. She's all about stating facts tonight. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, Nicole, you should start opening my gifts so that hopefully we can lucky friends before DragonCon.
Yeah, Fabian, have you seen any of my coverage of Borderlands 2s with the all right, Fabian, I'll fight you. Go ahead and hit me up. We'll do a fight before we get off of here. But have you seen any of my Borderlands coverage over the last 3 or 4 weeks? Phil of Bots and I have been playing Borderlands 2, and it's a Fight for Pandora DLC, and we just finished the main part of it. And apparently, there's a few other little things that we can do to finish that out. Nicole should get a free shirt. Klotz, you get right on that. Order her one. See how I just played that one right off? No, I mean I've been open. Thank you, Nicole. I've been openly saying that to all of our crew from the network that if I see Nicole paying for food, they're going to get their asses beat because she does a whole lot for all of us.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's that. With what money? Oh, I do believe Klaus got called out without even being here. I think that's how that happened there. So yeah, that was kind of harsh, but true. What have you been playing lately, Joe?
Go to work. Research how to fix the streaming issues with my GPU that's coming in the next week.
Yeah. Well, so you know what? You don't know there's gonna be issues until you get everything running.
It's pretty well documented, apparently. It didn't pop up into my research until I already bought it, though. So there is that.
Yeah.
It'll be all right though, because I found some workarounds, so streaming should be easy peasy. And it's not like our show is hyper FPS heavy or anything like that.
Right. And I mean, and I fixed mine on OBS, and again, I have a whole different card that doesn't have any major issues. What is going on with the signal right now? Apparently we're having a staring contest in Pokemon Go right now.
He's kicking your butt, and you can't even see it.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can see what's on the screen, what I'm seeing. Nothing's happening. We're just having a staring contest, so congrats, Fabian.
He moved.
Yeah, no, I got nothing. So I guess congrats, Fabian. All right, I got to jump out of here, get ready for FTH Beyond. But, yeah, I should be back on Sunday afternoon with Tony P. Henderson, and I'll be playing more Borderlands 2 over there. I don't do an at everybody in Discord because all I know is one or two people who have actually who've watched this show have said they also love Borderlands. So I don't try to bombard, but I will mention in there, hey, I'm on Twitch. Man, nothing's happening. I am on Twitch doing that game right now. If you want to come over, so Fabian is 3:00 p.m. Eastern time is when I'll be doing that on twitch.tv/GSU Media. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. Sad that you didn't post a few more sounds, but that's okay. We'll have it again next week. Thanks.
Bye.